Aloha, hey, it's 365 Hawaii and Julie Ziemelis, Keller Williams, and I'm here with Amber Haley from Real Broker, and we are here with your East Hawaii market update. So we will be bantering about what happened with the Maui wildfires and the upcoming maybe eruption, all that stuff, after we give you some numbers. So let's start with Amber telling us a lowdown on what's happening with the market.
All right, in the real estate world, we are going to focus on the Puna district, where there are the most transactions over in East Hawaii, and then also the South Hilo district. So those are the stats we're talking about today. Let's dive in. It's been, I think, 5 weeks now since we last touched base. So got some fresh stats for you. So we will start in Puna, which is just south of Hilo. So right now in Puna, the median home value is $360,000. So that is actually down from last month. Last month it was $410,000, and then a year ago it was exactly $360,000.
Oh,
weirdly enough.
Okay.
So we're at where we were a year ago.
Yeah.
Interesting. Last summer of 2022.
Yeah.
So that's where our median home values are. There is definitely like a lot less real estate transactions happening, just like we've been talking about. So that trend is continuing. Our days on market in Puna are 45. This is for the last full month of data that we have. Okay, so this is a snapshot. Compare that to the month before where it was 78. So we are seeing things move a little faster.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we are in still a seller's market because the inventory is low. So that could be a reason. However, things are still sitting longer than they were a year ago, which is not surprising, where our days on market, if you want the number, was 43.
43 days on market.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So we are a little bit more than that, but things this summer, in the last, at least since we've talked 5 weeks ago, are moving a little faster than they were.
You know what? If I can, I have to throw my little conjecture in there. I'm getting no calls. I think there's an affordability issue going on here. So I'm thinking that people who are now feeling completely priced out of West Hawaii are definitely seeing opportunities and affordable experiences over on your side of the market. And also because we keep talking about there's room for negotiation, you're not having multiple offers, that area looks pretty prime for real estate buying.
Yes, definitely. I think a lot of people, not just who are looking in West Hawaii, but all across the state of Hawaii, or maybe even other places if they're, are coming from out of state, that they were maybe going to retire, that prices have just gone up so much.
Yeah. And the fact that you can buy a brand new house in HPP for less than $500,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
It is pretty incredible. Now, there are reasons, if you're kind of new to the real estate world, I'll just touch really briefly on partially why we're so much more affordable on the east side of the island.
Please do.
Yes. So we have, in the Puna district, where I was just talking about those stats, the $360,000 median home value, we do have riskier lava zones. So that just means the real estate isn't as valuable.
Right.
We also, don't have as big of like a tourism industry over there. There's not as much like jobs and
high paying jobs.
Yes. And so it is different. And if I am getting a lot of new clients right now who have maybe been to the Big Island a little bit a long time ago, or been to another island, or maybe not at all. And I can't emphasize enough, and I know Eric and Julie say this same thing a lot, how important it is to come and research, because you might have one thing in your mind of what it's like. And even just on this island alone, I mean, think of how many different like microclimates we have, and different neighborhoods and different vibes. And, it might not be what you think in East Hawaii. It might not be what you think in West Hawaii. So I especially encourage you, if you're just like looking at just the attractive price tag, East Hawaii is a beautiful place. I call it home. I absolutely love it. But it's definitely, just like anywhere in this state, like not necessarily for everyone.
Right, right. And as I always say, you get exactly what you pay for on this island.
It is true. It is true. So those really, really cheap properties that tend to draw the data down, that the reason that I'm saying the median value is 360, even though there are a lot of homes in Puna that are more than that, is because we do have a range where lava zone really affects the value. So keep that in mind always with Puna. And then let's see, list to sales price. That's always an interesting stat. So that is at almost 96%.
Okay.
So that is higher than when we talked just a little bit. We were at almost 95%. So we're up 1% from last month, and we're almost exactly where we were a year ago.
There you go.
With that as well.
And for those of you who keep thinking that the housing market's going to crash, that shows that it's not crashing. It's just having that moment of like, buyers have a chance to talk to sellers about maybe lowering their price a little bit.
Yeah.
But not, no. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, 5% is not that much.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about Hilo.
Okay.
So Hilo, the median value is sitting at $568,000. So it is median value is higher than Puna District, obviously. That is all Lava Zone 3 property. So as opposed to Puna that has 1, 2, and 3.
So it's more valuable land.
More
It's not
valuable
sitting in
land.
risky land.
Absolutely.
And also it's next to the job center.
Yes, yes. So things are moving fast in Hilo. There's not very much inventory. The average days on market, 28.
Wow. So it's like
28 for that's for the month of July.
Okay.
All of the sales there, and it was not that many previously either. It was only 22. So things are moving fast. A year ago, it was 24 days on market. So we're pretty similar to where we were a year ago in Hilo. As far as the median value, 568 right now. The month before we were 539. So we've actually seen an increase. Now, granted, that's only 17 sales that I'm taking into account with this snapshot. So keep that in mind.
Do you can you tell them and again I can't remember what it was. If it's 17 now, what is it normally?
If it's 17,
Like is it 50?
like normally. Okay, so the month before it was 27. So we were down. We've 30 days later down. And then, compared to where we were a year ago, it was 24. So, I mean, I would say a healthier market, way more sales than that.
Yeah.
I think we're down, I would think close to double. Maybe not quite, because I don't have that number right in front of me. But from the last numbers I've looked at, yes, we are down, I would say at least 40%.
Okay.
Yeah, so that kind of tells you the health of the market and why we're still in a seller's market right now. So, yes. Did we have a question?
No questions. We just got people chiming in today. So,
yay.
So we've got Jennifer says aloha, and Brad says aloha, Amber, Julie, and of course cameraman Eric.
Yeah,
Brad.
And Lance Bond is watching.
Oh, there he goes.
Lona is watching.
Oh.
And Lori Porter is watching. And Lance Bond says aloha, Julie, Amber, and Eric. Nice to be watching here from our new home.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Brad says congratulations, Lance Bond. So
There you go. So there's some people who bought their brand new construction house on a good price.
In Iloa?
No, they bought it in the HPP.
In HVP. Oh,
Yeah,
exciting.
yep. In fact, if this could happen to you too, our friends moved over from Arkansas, and both of them started taking pictures at the crack of dawn from their front yard or their backyard, watching the sun rise come up over the trees and being in absolute awe that they actually bought a house in Hawaii, that they are living there full time because they had an investment piece of property somewhere else, and that they are living the dream that they had planned on by moving to East Hawaii and sitting in their own house with their daughter, creating a new life for themselves in Hawaii. And we're so excited for them, and I'm glad that we were able to help make that happen for them. So
I love that. Congratulations. It's always so great with the 365ers.
Yeah.
Yes. And one thing I love about all of you watching and the community here is you guys really, moving to Hawaii is not something that we encourage people to do.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's something that it's not for everybody.
No.
This place is not for everybody. And you guys do a lot of research, and I feel like it really brings in the people who are called and the people who make this island better.
Yes. The people who are resilient.
Yeah.
And know that community is everything.
Community is everything.
Yeah.
We're really seeing that right now.
Talk about Big Island versus Maui for a second.
No, not yet. We're going to finish the stats because we always have a tendency to go jumping off a little.
Yes, we're almost through the stats. So if you're wondering list to sales price, because a lot of people want to know that. So for South Hilo District, almost 93%. So a little bit lower than Puna. People are going under contract for a little bit lower list of sales than what we see in Puna right now. And that is down from, it was almost 100% a month ago and almost 99% a year ago.
Okay.
So that's kind of interesting. It just kind of depends on how people price things. It's so, if you're coming from another market here in East Hawaii, I mean, all over the island, really, houses are really not always very comparable to each other. So, some communities you can price something and say this house, a 3-bedroom here, is going to go for this dollar amount, and that is what it is, and this is what all the comps are going to run for. Here, even in the same neighborhood in Hawaii, we have homes that have like all different kinds of construction, different ages, different levels of county permitting and issues and stuff. Right. So it does make pricing a little bit more challenging.
And disrepair.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because some of these homes in Hilo they were built back in the 50s, 60s?
Yes.
Early 70s?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, and so some people who have not been able to keep up their homes now are selling them, and then there's a lot of maintenance issues.
Yeah.
And so when somebody gets in there and says, wait a minute,
Yeah.
we're going to lower the price in terms of what we're going to offer because we need to put money into fixing this house up.
Yes, and even the ones that are really well cared for, I see a lot of homes in Hilo that have stayed in one family for a long time. It's like nothing's like ever for sale there, but a lot of them, and you can tell the home has been cared for and loved, but just even the elements.
Yeah, just beat it up.
You know, mold and termites and stuff we see a lot. So there are a lot of things that do happen after a property goes under contract that can affect pricing and negotiation.
And I'm going to throw a little tippy here because this even happened recently to us over here in West Hawaii. Have some money left over after you've bought your house to fix things up. Because invariably, you're going to find something that happened after escrow closed that somebody didn't catch. We recently had some appliances go out that they were not caught on the inspection report. The inspection report cannot always tell you what's going to happen with your appliances. And then we also had a leak that needed to be fixed, and you know, it's just you have to put some money aside for things that might happen when you move in.
Always, yes, yep. Yeah. I've had clients who've had bad mold issues that didn't come up during their due diligence period, and a lot of the homes here do need a lot of work.
Yeah,
at all price points.
And you know, seriously, the island does amazing things to people's houses. Between the humidity and the ocean air gets into the electronics, or there's like excessive water experiences or whatever. Because I've been selling real estate for now for all of 1 year and 30 days or whatever. I did not realize that it's more common for houses to have issues after you buy them, even if you got your property inspection report done.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And even with the house we bought here, the plumbing system fell apart 5 days after we moved in. So that's my tip for you guys. Just keep a little reserve of cash because you never know. Unless you buy a brand new house construction like the bonds did. But I've heard sometimes even new construction has its issues.
And then you got to furnish it. You just need to set aside.
Yeah.
Don't be house poor.
Yeah, don't be house poor. That's another thing. So in terms of real quick, overall feeling of East Hawaii, in terms of getting the phone calls and stuff, are you seeing because get this, we went to a conference, both Amber and I were at a national conference last week. They're saying there's been an 18% decline in house sales year over year. And we're seeing that obviously a little slower the market. Obviously, houses just aren't coming on the market, so we've got an inventory problem, which causes a sales problem. But it looks like there's still some healthy activity because your houses are still for sale. But have you seen a massive decline over the last 2 or 3 months?
I mean, over the last year, definitely. But yes, we are seeing a decline. It is slow. I mean, realtors are twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah.
So we are seeing a decline, and it's a tough time for people who are needing to sell and then buy. I mean, there's always going to be people buying and selling real estate because they are moving or relocating, or there's other factors in their life. But there's a lot of people who would like to, but they're sitting on a low interest rate and the logistics and all of that. I never like to push people. I see a lot of real estate agents, and it kind of cringes me out when they're like, now is the time to buy. Because, I just don't think that's, a good blanket statement to ever say ever. And nobody can guarantee, what's going to go on in the future with the economy and all of that. But I think we have mentioned it a little bit, the last couple stats. I think if you are going to buy, it would be a good time to look. I don't think it's just going to suddenly get easier.
Right,
or more affordable.
Yeah. In fact, Zillow said across the board that they'll probably see a 6% increase of home prices year over year.
Yeah.
Just because the demand is still outpacing supply.
Yeah.
And therefore, when there's not enough of anything, prices go up.
Yeah.
But not precipitously, 12 or 13, 15, 18%, but a little bit. So it's still, they're saying, of course, we never know what's going to happen in the world. At least if you buy now, you're not going to see it go down in value.
I don't believe so.
Soon.
It doesn't seem like it. And I know that the Fed raised the rate one more time again fairly recently. That was kind of built in already from what I understand to the interest rates. It doesn't sound like they're really going to take it,
no, in fact, that was another thing that they said. So an economist actually spoke at this event that we went to, and he basically said that interest rates are not going to go down anytime soon.
Yeah.
And the fact is that it takes a long time for interest rates to come down. The Feds jack it, and then it takes a long time to come down. And what they're saying is that most people won't, it's that make me move price.
Yes.
That I got in at 3%, you're going to have to do something to make me move. They're saying that make me move point is probably going to be about 5%. So it could take a long time to get back down to 5%.
And
so.
then, it's going to, if it does, get more competitive.
Oh yeah, then everyone's going to jump back in the market. So, but at least we can look forward to maybe a more normalized housing market, but it won't happen for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, if you guys have been like saying, oh, in fact, I had a guy, he just turned 65, and he's been waiting for things to get better. And he's like, oh, maybe a recession will happen. And I'm like, well, then all boats rise and fall. And I'm like, you know what? Every day that you're not enjoying your life, waiting for a recession or whatever, that's one less day you're going to have a chance to live in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So you got to look at that too. You can't always say, you know what? And one of the guys we sold a house to, he said, I've been waiting for a year and a half for the housing market to go down.
waiting.
And it didn't.
Yes.
And so he's like, well, finally, he said, I have to own a house.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
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 And Eric, do we have any questions on that one so far?
No, we got a couple things. Let's see. Holly says aloha, and Beth Peterson is
Oh, Beth.
here.
Hello.
Tammy says aloha. Our 5-year Hawaii anniversary is today.
Ah,
love that.
happy anniversary.
Kimberly Anquidino is watching, and Tammy says, welcome home, Lance Bond.
Ah, there we go.
I
It's,
love
it's like our little Hanukkah.
I wish everybody was. I feel like
Yeah,
they're all
around the
right
town.
here with us.
In fact, Kimberly Quintana? Yeah,
Yes.
she's a great mortgage person, you guys, and she
Yes.
lives actually in East Hawaii and is a really good resource for understanding the market that she works in.
Yes, in East Hawaii. She lives there. She works there. She's closed deals for 365 clients there. And number one recommendation always is to go with a great local lender.
Yep,
It's going to make your life a lot easier.
Yep,
So.
yep. And then we have, I like to say that we have our little 365 Kona, Hawaii mortgage team. And Kimberly's got her set of like things that she does, and then we also have the Winnebago team, which is an amazing team to help you strategize for future and with the money stuff. So we always like to say we give you a couple, and
Yes.
they're all amazing, and whatever one works for best for your situation is the best one to go with.
Yes. Yeah.
That's our mortgage team experience. Let's talk about Maui.
Okay. So, last week we were all on the
We were in Las Vegas, yeah.
Yes. And I'm sure everybody has heard the news of the absolute devastation in Maui. I haven't paid as much attention to national news the last couple of days, but I kind of imagine it's
on national.
It's and the feeling I'm getting is it's a lot worse what's going on over there. It's hard to get communication. I know there's like a lot of reception issues and Wi-Fi, so it's a really heavy week in Hawaii.
Yeah, everyone's feeling very sad, guys. And a lot of people are donating and trying to create fundraisers. We had an opportunity to go and actually sort donations on the tarmac at the airport and get some supplies over with the Cessna directly to West Maui and Kapalua because things were having a hard time coming in through the blocked roads in West Hawaii. And there's a couple things, you guys. One is that we had wildfires on our island too.
We did, so that
up
was
in
confusing
Kahala.
for
Yeah,
people.
so people were saying, "Oh my God, Big Island's burning," and so is Maui. So we've been getting people saying, "Oh my God, both islands are burnt. Maybe we shouldn't come on our vacation." So some of our friends here, please put out the word that Big Island is open for business. They really don't want you to vacation in West Maui while they're trying to deal with their own resource management issues and cleaning up and the sadness. But Big Island. The only thing that happened was there was some scorching and some acreage burned. We did a video about that. If you guys want to see it, it's on 365 Hawaii under Kahala Fire. That way people can see on the drone shots that there were so many opportunities or loss of property and maybe life, and they had a volunteer fire department plus the regular fire department. Those fires burned right up to the front yards of all of these different houses. Not one house got burned.
Wow.
So we have a very good system here. And also we had evacuation orders going out early before
Yes.
things got hairy. So people had a chance to get out before the crazy. And what's happened in Maui has been horrible, but it highlights the fact that Big Island really had their emergency services together.
Yes.
And it didn't get catastrophic. Now we weren't moving out 12,000 people all at the same time.
Yes.
That's that was bad. But it's nice on this island because we're so spread out that when bad things happen to a region, at least people can get out. They're not
Yes.
shoved into a small amount of thing with only a couple roads. But
Yeah.
we're so blessed that we came out of our fires okay. So it just after just what I've been seeing on the news,
Yeah. So Big Island is a go. I would say, something that people also don't realize when they don't live on an island and they never have is that when we have like natural disasters that, they have a lot of wildfires on the mainland with, climate and everything right now, but we just have limited resources. We have just all these different issues that make this really, really hard.
Yeah.
I would say if you're coming to Big Island, we do have a tourism industry that does need to be supported, but it is a really, really sensitive time. I know I live in East Hawai where there's a lot of local families. So be a good
Visitor.
tourist. Be a good visitor and be sensitive and kind, and it's very, very raw for people right now. I don't know a single person that doesn't know somebody who lost somebody or who have people who lost everything. So it's a very, very raw time for everybody in the state. But everybody on Big Island is safe.
Right.
Yes, and homes and properties.
And also, just so you guys know the culture on this one, East Hawaii has a lot of people who've lived here for a very long time. There is a Hawaiian community on that side of the island, where it's a little bit more touristy, less Hawaiians live on this side. So people on our side, a lot of people don't know people that have had things lost, where I can imagine on your side,
Yes, yeah. I mean, I just feel like everybody is feeling it. It is amazing. One thing that's really beautiful to see on the island is how much, the mindset here is so different than where I came from in California, where everyone's kind of like in a race out for themselves. Here, it's community first. And so, we are seeing that. There are a lot of challenges with being on an island, but it is a beautiful thing to see the community come together. And it's going to take a long time. The cleanup, the recovery, and it's so raw right now, just like the healing and the shock and everything.
In fact, one of the gentlemen that helped with the when we had the eruption in 2018 in Leilani Estates, they got together a big community hub, and they actually said, Red Cross, you're not moving fast enough, you're not doing what we need, and they actually came together in the Hawaiian community, basically created their own donation center, and that helped all the people who were affected by the lava flow. And it's kind of happening in Maui, where the locals say, you know what, get out of the way. You're not able to help us. We'll help ourselves. And they are helping their community in ways that would not normally happen in most communities. But they're so tight-knit, and they're getting in there and making it happen.
Yeah, getting the communication that needs to be out to everybody faster than sometimes all of the bureaucracy and the other organizations can do, and getting the supplies and getting the help that's really needed. If you are watching, anybody watching this, I highly encourage you. I know we all have our things we donate to. They really need cash donations right now. I'm sure we can put a link to something in here. There's even an Instagram page right now of just families you can Venmo. I mean, if you want to Venmo a family right now, these are vetted links of families who have lost everything. I can get that to you if you don't have it. And then there are, some good organizations I'm sure you've posted about that are really vetted.
The Maui, the Hawaii Community Foundation, Maui Strong, which you guys, that they raised $1 million in like 1.5 days. Now they're up to $17 million that have been donated.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
It is great. I've heard the number for rebuilding is like $5 billion. So there's a huge need. It's a long road ahead. I believe the Instagram handle, if anybody watching right now wants to look it up, is Lahaina_Ohana_Venmo. But we'll try and link to that for you guys too. Yes, so it's just family after family with exact Venmo links. And you can just whatever you can contribute.
Social media is a beautiful day in these experiences. I'm telling you, the way I've been seeing social media being used to help people and get the information out on the ground, it's awesome. So if you guys want to donate more, that's fantastic, because they need it. And then so we talked about topography. And then also the eruption.
So I mean, in East Hawaii, I don't have like a lot of info on what's going on right now, but they did say that there might be some activity over on Kilauea because we have had an increase in earthquakes, and that's really all I know about that. That's like always kind of business as usual over in East Hawaii.
It seems like Kilauea is doing this.
But it is interesting, we're in the middle of, the kind of beginning of hurricane season. It's supposed to be a strong one. We got storms coming, we got earthquakes. This is part of island life here. So.
Either that's exciting for some people or terrifying for some. And if it's terrifying, you might not think island life is one for you. Because we had the 4.4 earthquake, I think, under Kilauea last week, and they said, okay, it's starting to tremor up. So I have volcanologists coming, though. They're very excited. They can't wait. So everybody's got their thing. We've got a couple more storms coming. And just so you guys know, too, what you might have heard is that the hurricanes were created what happened in Maui and what happened on Big Island with the fires. And you learn more about stuff as you go along. It was the low pressure zone of the hurricane that was passing by, pulling in the wind into the high wind to the low, and then that created 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So it wasn't the fact that that they got hit by a hurricane per se, is the fact that they'd said they've never seen anything like it. It was unprecedented, with this super drop in low pressure out 500 miles from the island that pulled all that wind right in.
Well, the drought conditions in certain parts of Maui.
And then it knocks over a power pole, and then there you go. So, so what we're learning on the island is to be a little bit more aware. I think fire safe, have your go bag, and listen to evacuation warnings, because climate change, and just you never know. So that's another thing too, that this starts to every year when we have the hurricanes coming in, people have to be very aware of what's happening. So
look out for your neighbors.
yes. So anything else?
Nope, we're doing good.
Okay.
All of our thoughts are with all the people in Maui.
Yeah, Lahaina and families that on our island that have lost family members and friends. So with that, we are having if you guys part of our Lohan is on the thing. We're going to have our update with Lance tomorrow at 4:00, and then also we're going to do our TT&T, which is the island-wide update with our mortgage partners, and also Amber's going to come back again. That's next Thursday, and we'll be on Zoom. So if you want to tap in and be part of the Zoom call, I'll be putting out the link on the Facebook group. And if you want to be part of the Facebook group, people on YouTube, you have to join the Ohana, which you can go to by going to 365hawaiiliving.com and join Ohana. And it's for people who do not yet have realtors. My friend here and myself, my husband, also have real estate, and we like your business, and we like giving information to the public, and that's what our YouTube channel is for. But if you want to be part of the Ohana, where you get free resources and books and access to our Facebook groups and opportunities for events, go over there and be part of the Ohana. And thank you very much for sharing today, coming over, and we will see you guys soon, and Maui strong.
Yes.
Okay, aloha.
Aloha.